no screen. When will the screen open?
No, sir, it will not.
Why?
It will not refresh.
Okay, okay. Hello. Hello. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning to one and all. Thank you for being ready for the online class. By the by, I am your English teacher. My name is Muhammad Ismail Noor Muhammad. As you all know, I am the postgraduate assistant in English at Islamia Boys High Secondary School. Dear students, this is going to be a new experience, an experience of a lifetime. So far, right from your KGs, you must have been taught through chalk and talk method, ALM method, fun teaching method, and so forth and so on. But those days are erasing fast. Today, we are heading towards tools of online teaching. And as far as 12th is concerned, I'm going to take the first poem and the first unit. Dear students, before I could start, the poem, I want to convey a small message through an anecdote which I received in a WhatsApp group, and that happens to be one of my students. He sent an anecdote yesterday. What is faith and what is trust? Is there a difference between trust and faith? Obviously, we feel that faith and trust are more or less the same, but it's not. As I went through that small passage of that anecdote, I felt so happy that it that particular message made me clear that faith and trust are not the same. Just I want to get into that message, and let me tell you what is that message about. There was a father. He was an adventurous man, and his hobby was to walk between skyscrapers using a rope. He used to walk across the street or across the lane between two skyscrapers or two huge or tall buildings. One day it happened, he did it, but the most important thing is he was carrying his child on his shoulder. Carrying his son on his shoulder, he walked on the rope, walked across the lane, across the street, from one building to the other building. He started that adventurous thing, and people who were around that particular area were so nervous, were so chill, were so excited, were so transfixed, they were so stunned. They were looking at him. What was he doing? Some were shouting, some were screaming, some were yelling, some were just dancing, some were clapping, some of them were encouraging him. He walked across the lane on the rope and reached the next building. There was huge applause. Everyone was so happy when they noticed that when he accomplished that adventurous thing. People went near him and congratulated him. Yes, you did it. Yes, you did it. Everyone started congratulating him. Next, what happened? What happened is, he asked the people who were around him, he asked them, what do you think? What do you think? Do you want me to go back? Do you want me to return back to the place where I started? And he asked, do you think that I will do it? They said, yes, You will do it. You will surely do it. You will go back. We have the confidence. You are such an adventurous guy. You will do it. They were just congratulating him. They were just shouting him again to do that thing. What happened? Then the man asked, "Okay, okay, I will do it. But one thing, will any one of you give your son or your girl baby, or will any one of you give your child to sit on my shoulder when I go back from here to where I started?" All of them were shocked. All of them were shocked. They didn't even open their mouth. And this is what is called, they had the faith on that man, that particular man will do that. But the trust is, when he asked for one of the persons to give his child to make him sit on his shoulder to go back, everyone started to doubt him. In the sense, they did not doubt his talent. The thing is, their trust began to tantalize. Faith is different and trust is different. We all have faith in Almighty, our Creator, but somewhere down the line, we don't have that much of trust in believing whatever He has said to follow. So faith is different, trust is different. So, dear friends, today, thank you. Now, the goal of this 1 hour session is, we are going to learn, or I am going to teach you the poem named The Castle, written by Edwin Muir. The main goal of this session is to explain you about Edwin Muir's poetical insight, poetical thought, poetical feeling on human greed in the poem. What do you mean by greed? We will look in later as the class progresses. So, the main aim of this session is to teach you and to explain you the poem The Castle, written by Edwin Muir. In this poem, this poet has given a great insight on how human greed can lead to downfall. Next, objectives. This is very important. Please read all these objectives, then we will go step by step accomplishing these objectives. First objective of this session is, you are going to note down, or you are going to know about, or you are going to see a brief information about the poet Edwin Muir. Then I will give you a few minutes to read the poem silently, which I will put it in the monitor, and then I will read it aloud for you to follow the poem. Then list down the active vocabulary words in the poem. As you go through or read the poem, you will find some words for which you know the meaning, not only the meaning, the words, its meaning, and you will be able to make use of that particular word in a sentence of your own. Then, next, there are some words in the poem which might be very difficult, or which you would see for the first time. Then, such words for which you don't know the meaning, as well as you don't know how to use those words in your sentence of your own, are called passive vocabulary words. You are going to learn by yourself. I'm going to show you some of the pictures and some online pages of that particular words, wherein you can understand the meaning by yourself, and you can find out the meaning of that particular word through the pictures which is in the slide. Then, Underline the lines or words to highlight the might of the citadel. There are some words. Might means power, huge, powerful, potential. Then, point out the reason for the downfall of the citadel. Make notes on the poetical devices used in the poem. And lastly, you're going to analyze the poem based on the exam point of view. These are the objectives. These are the 8 objectives that we are going to complete in the next 1 hour. Next. Now, the poet Edwin Muir. What is the first objective? What is our first objective? Note down, or you're going to learn, or you're going to know, or you're going to make information about the poet. The poet name is Edwin Muir. As you can look into that slide which is there in front of you, Edwin Muir was a Scottish poet, a novelist, and translator. Born on a farm in Dearness, a parish of Orkney, Scotland. He was a Scottish. He is remembered for his deeply felt and vivid poetry written in plain language and with few stylistic preoccupations. To know more about Edwin Muir, he was born on May 15th in 1887 at Dearness, United Kingdom. He died on January 3rd in 1959, Swaffham, Prior, United Kingdom. Spouse, his wife name was Willa Muir. 1990, she lived between 1990 and 1959. Now, United Kingdom, Scotland, Wales, England, Ireland, all these 4 countries together, it is called as United Kingdom. What are the 4 countries? England, Wales, Scotland, and Ireland. All these 4 countries together, they are called as United Kingdom. So, the point is, Edwin Muir was a Scottish poet. He was a Scottish poet. He lived between 1887 and 1959. Next. Now, coin the words. You could see some pictures on your left. There are 5 pictures on the left. This poem, the castle. What is a castle? What do you mean by castle? Castle is a building. Castle is a monument. Castle is a man-made thing. When it was built during the anarchy period, the period when kings ruled their kingdom or dynasty. A castle is a strong or fortified place occupied by troops and usually surrounded by walls, ditches, and other defensive works. It is called as castle. A castle. There is one castle in a Vellore district. I hope many of you would know that. It is nothing but the Vellore fort. Then there are many forts which are there in India. There is one in Viluppuram district which we call it as the Senji fort. What is the difference between a fort and a castle? They are the same. A fort and a castle is same. They are synonymically same. So, then what is a fort? A fort is nothing but a large fortified building or set of buildings. And what are the other words, relevant synonymic words for castle or fort? It can be called as a bastion, castle, fastness, fort, fortification, fortress, hold, redoubt, stronghold. So, these are the other synonymic words for the word castle. The name of the poem is Castle. Next, now we are going to read the poem. Now we are going to read the poem silently. We are going to read the poem silently. Take 2 to 3 minutes to read the poem silently. Yes, I hope you could see the page. Page number 29, poem name The Castle, written by Edwin Muir. So, read the poem silently. Right. Shall I read the poem loud? Shall I read the poem aloud? Yes. Poem The Castle by Edwin Muir. There are 6 stanzas, each stanza of 5 lines. All through that summer, at ease we lay, and daily from the turret wall, we watched the movers in the hay. And the enemy half a mile away, they seemed no threat to us at all. For what we thought had we to fear, with our arms and provender load on load, our towering battlements tire on tire, and friendly allies drawing near on every leafy summer road. Our great, our gates were strong, our walls were thick, so smooth and high, no man could win. A foothold there, no clever trick could take us dead or quick. Only a bird could have got in. What could they offer us for bite? Our captain was brave and we were true. There was a little private gate, a little wicket, a little wicket gate, the wizened warder led them through. Oh, then our maze of tunneled stone grew thin and treacherous as air. The cause was lost within a groan, the famous citadel overthrown, and all its secret galleries bare. How can this shameful tale be told? I will maintain until my death we could do nothing being sold. Our only enemy was gold, and we had no arms to fight it with. So I will read the poem for the second time. All through that summer at ease we lay, and daily from the turret wall, we watched the movers in the hay and the enemy half a mile away. They seemed no threat to us at all, for what we thought had been to fear, with our arms and provender load on load, our towering battlements tire on tire, and friendly allies drawing near on every leafy summer road. Our gates were strong, our walls were thick, so smooth and high no man could win. A foothold there, no clever trick could take us dead or quick. Only a bird could have got in. What could they offer us for buy? Our captain was brave and we were true. There was a little private gate, a little wicket gate. The wizened warder led them through. Oh, then a maze of tunneled stone grew thin and treacherous as air. The cause was lost without a groan, the famous citadel overthrown, and all its secret galleries bare. How can this shameful tale be told? How can this shameful tale be told? I will maintain until my death. We could do nothing being sold. Our only enemy was gold, and we had no arms to fight it with. Hope. Okay, you read it silently. I read it twice. Now, take a paper for a minute and pick out or list down words in this poem for which you know the meaning. I have already told, surely, surely there are some words for which you know the meaning. And make a list of those words for which you know the meaning, as well as you can make use of those words in your sentences. Right. I will give you 30 seconds. Hope, I think many of you are writing down the words. There is one in the first line. There is one in the third line. Yes, there is a word in the fifth line too. Yeah, there are many words for which you can understand. This poem is so simple, except a few words. Right? Done? It's okay. Let us move. Right. So I hope these words will be in your list. Ease, hay, threat, arms, trick, private, warder, gallery, tail. I think there will be many more. For example, there is one word called the secret, right? Ease. What do you mean by ease? Relax, cool as a cucumber. No worries, nothing. Just whiling away the time, having fun. No, nothing to think about anything serious. Just enjoying the time. Ease. Next. Hay. 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 Right. What is hay? Hay is grass. Yeah, grass. Grass. Green grass. Or maybe it may be a dry grass. Hay. Make hay while the sun shines. There is a rich proverb. Make hay while the sun shines. Hay. Then threat. What do you mean by threat? Danger. Threat. Danger. Then, arms. Arms means not the right arm, the left arm, not like that. Arms, weapons, ammunitions, artilleries, gun. Arms means weapons, right? Which the soldiers use to fight in the battlefield. Trick. It's a tricky word. Trick is a tricky word. Trick. We all know. We do a lot of tricks when we are put in trouble. We don't know how we make our something or the other comes to our mind. We make such cunning or very what do you call it as presence of mind move, wherein we get out of the trouble, we fish out of the trouble, we walk out of the water. Then private, opposite public. Private is something owned by a person for himself. So nobody can assess it. Private bus, private car, private airlines, ward, gate man, a person who protects or who sits near the gate, who watches if someone who watches who comes and goes out, a warder, a gate man, a watchman, gallery, room, a huge room, a spacious room, gallery. We say it as even we say it as an auditorium today. We nowadays we say it as a gallery, maybe an auditorium, such a huge spacious room, gallery. In those days they had a gallery. What was the purpose of the galleries in those days? To preserve grains, to protect, to keep arms and ammunitions. Next, tale. What is tale? Tale is nothing but story, a short story. So, ease, relax, hay, grass, threat, danger, arms, weapons, trick, uh, trick, something which helps us to get out of some sort of a challenge or a very dangerous position, coming out victoriously. A trick, private, something which is very which is owned by someone. Warder, gateman or watchman, gallery, room, tail. Tale is a short story, a story. So these are the words which you can find in the poem. Next, there are some words which you might have felt difficult to understand the poem. Got it? There are 5 pictures and 5 words on the right. Now what you have to do, guess which one will be the which picture will be the bite, which picture might be a maze, which picture may be a wicket gate, and which is the wizened. What do you mean by wizened? Then what is mean by turret? So what is a bite? What is a bite? You can see a nail, an anchor to which a snail, I'm extremely sorry, a worm. A worm is pierced or kept or pierced in it. Why do we use this? Why do we use a worm in a metal anchor or a nail? You might have seen this somewhere. Yes, you're absolutely right. We see this in a fishing rod. They throw this fishing rod using this little structure into the water. What happens after some time? The unlucky fish, making a move to eat this worm, comes near to this and gets caught in the structure. This is called bite. Bite. What is a bite? It's a simple machine. Here, this is a simple machine which helps us to catch a prey. or in the meaning which is given in a book, giving someone something to do something for in favor of us, giving a person something which he is in need of or which he likes the most, and telling that particular person to do this in favor for what he has received. A bite. This is called a bite. Then what is this? What is this picture? See, this is something a tricky one. Many people make fun games out of this. This is called. So this is the entry point. If when you enter this, you don't know where you are going, which way you are going, which way you are walking through. Then suddenly you could notice that you have come and stood in a place where you have started. It will confuse you. You would not be able to make out where you started, actually where you started. This type of a structure is called a maze. M-A-Z-E, maze. A maze. What is this one? The third one, or the first one in the middle row. A gate. A small gate. Wicket. Wicket. W-I-C-K-E-T. Wicket. Wicket is not taking wickets in cricket. A wicket. Wicket means small. S-M-A-L-L. Small gate. A wicket means a small gate. Then, what is this? This is the castle. This is the castle. And what is this elevation point which is on the top? This structure which is being erected were used in olden days for defense. Yes, soldiers used to sit behind these walls and watch any strangers or any enemies or any untoward movements making towards the castle. As soon as they see anything coming towards the castle, they will give an alarming such that they will be aware, or they will make aware about the danger that is they are going to face. This small tower-like structure on top of the castle built, you can see wherever you go, even if you have visited Vellore Fort, you might have seen this small structure on the top, a small tower on the top of a castle that is called turret. T-U-R-R-E-T, turret. So the last one, a man with a big beard, mustache, a long grown hair, and lot of wrinkles on his face. How does he appear? Is he young? Is he charming? Is he happy? How does he look? He looks worried. And is he a young man? Is he a middle-aged man? What can you tell looking at the picture? Yes, he is an old man. So, an old man, we call him a wizened man. A wizened man is an old man. Come on, let us check our comprehension. What is wizened? Wizened means an old man. What is a maze? A maze is a tricky monument or a building or an architectural beauty, the man-made beauty, where you will find or you will lose your way once you enter into it, and you won't go anywhere. Rather, you will come to the place where you started. Then what is bite? Bite is nothing but this little thing which we use it in the fishing rod, or in the poetic sense that Edwin Moyer has used in this poem, that a person does something wrong in favor of something he wants to the person who has given him. Wicket gate means a small gate. Turret means a small towering part, a small tower built on top of the right. So let us check. There is one more word. There is one more word. There is one more word as provender. Provender. There is one more word, provender. What is provender? Provender is food that might not be fancy but keeps you from going hungry, like the long time provender of college students: rice, pasta, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and occasional discount pizza. Generally, provender means food. Got it? Excellent. And what is wicked? What is wicked? Uh, Wicked means has two quite contradictory meanings. If something is pure evil, then it is wicked. Wicked, evil, a person who thinks bad, who does something bad, a wicked person. Then there is one more word in the poem which I have not put it on the slide: treachery, treacherous. Grew treacherous and thin. Treachery is trickery, cheating. The meaning of treachery is cheating, deceit. Yes, this is one more word, deceit. Like the treachery of your former friend who has only stuck around until he stole your girlfriend and turned the whole way. I'm extremely sorry. I'm extremely sorry. Then, so the new words are in the poem are wizen, means, bite, wicked, gay, turret, then provender, and treachery. There are some more words which we'll see in due course. So, what are we going to do now? Next, we're going to see the next slide. Now, I'm going to the poem. Let us go to the poem once again. Now the explanation starts. First line: all through that summer at peace we lay. Whom do we refer to? All through that summer at ease we lay, and daily from the turret wall. See, please coincide the word turret and we. Who will sit in the turret? Who will protect the castle? Yes, the soldiers. All through that summer at ease, the soldiers lay. Lay means to lie on the floor, on the ground, on the earth, on the soil. So, what did the soldiers did? The soldiers lay all through that summer, and daily from the turret wall. What were they doing? They were watching. Whom they were watching? They were watching the movers. Movers means they might be enemies, they might be strangers, they might be some people who wants to do something wrong, or who are making something fictitious. We watched the movers in the hay. Hay means in front of the castle, lying far miles away in the grass. They were watching. Was there any movement around the castle? Was there anyone making any move to get into the castle? They were watching thoroughly. And the enemy half a mile away, they seemed no threat to us at all. Now see, even if the enemies were there half a mile away, they were able to see them right half a mile away, sitting in the turret on top of the castle walls. So all through that summer at ease we lay, and daily from the turret wall we watched the movers in the hay, and the enemy half a mile away, they seemed to threat to us at all. Next, for what we thought had we to fear. Look at this line. The soldiers were so confident. They were so confident. They were so confident. They were not at all worried. In the sense, look at the next line. With our arms, the enemies thought, yeah, we have the arms and ammunition, the weapons to fight. And provender and food, even food was there. So they didn't worry about anything. And how was that arms and provender way? They were load and load. They were surplus. It was copious. Our towering battlements, tire on tire, towering battlements. Battlements means the weapons. Everything was in surplus. So they were not worried in the sense, even if something demands, they knew that they were courageous enough to drive their enemies away. And friendly allies drawing near on every leafy summer road. Not only that, they were surrounded by friendly allies. Allies means friends. Allies means neighboring kingdoms, dynasties, sultanates. So they had arms, they had food in large number, in surplus, and not only that, they had friendly nations, kingdoms around them. So they were not at all worried. They were just having fun and enjoying the time all throughout the summer. And not only that, look at the third stanza. Our gates were strong, the soldiers say. Our gates were strong, our walls were thick, so smooth and high, no man could win. See how confident were they? They say, not only that, the building was strong, the walls were thick, and they were so confident that no one could get in and capture them. A foothold there, if anyone makes a wrong move to get into the castle, they were so sure that he wouldn't go back alive. No clever trick could take us dead or quick. Only a bird could have got in. Only a bird could fly over the castle. Apart from that, no enemy, no stranger, no spy, no one can never ever get near the castle. It was so strong, it was heavily protected. But the ironical point is, this is where the the central or the core thought of the poem comes in. Now what happened? The soldiers were so strong, they were so brave, they were so courageous, extra good. But what could they offer us for bite? I told you bite. What is bite? Bite is nothing but giving something, money or material, to a person in order to do something in favor to the person who has given him. So bite. Not only that, not only our gates were strong, our walls were thick, not only we had enormous arms and food, the soldiers said, or they thought their captain was brave and they were true. There was a little private gate in that castle. There was a small private gate. And near the gate, there was a wicked. Wicked means cunning. A person who is always cunning, a evil person who wants to do something wrong all the way, thinking wrong all the way. So, near that little private gate or the little wicket gate means small gate, there was a person, a wicked person. What did that wicked person do? And that wicked person was a wizened warder. That soldier or that person who was near that wicked or that little private gate was an old soldier, and he sold himself. He fell, he fell as a prey to the enemies. He was the bite. He was the bite. So he took bribe. This widened was warder who was stationed, who was guarding that wicked gate, got poisoned, got sold for something. What was that something? What happened actually? Literally, this wizened warder let the enemies get into the castle. So arms were plenty, food was plenty, then so gates were strong, walls were thick, the captain was brave, all the soldiers were true, but there was one black sheep. There was one wicked, wizened soldier. What did that wizened soldier did? He sold himself. He literally showed the way to the enemies to get into the castle. And what happened? Oh, the soldiers say, oh, then our maze of tunneled stone, the maze, the path, the way which they only could know. Everywhere the enemies entered. This man led them in, and the castle, which looked actually like a maze, which was very familiar to the soldiers or to the inmates, became very familiar to the soldiers, the enemies. They came and occupied every nook and corner of the castle. And what happened? Grew thin and treacherous as air. Treacherous means cheating, deceit. By this cheating character of this wizened Vada, the enemies got into the castle and the castle was captured. The cause was lost without a groan. Groan means cry, a murmur, something. Without a groan. The famous citadel was overthrown. What do you mean by overthrown? Captured. Because of this person, the wizened soldier at the wicket gate, the, the castle, which the soldiers thought cannot be captured, got captured ultimately. The famous citadel, citadel means castle, fort, was overthrown, was captured. And it's all its secret galleries bare. What happened? The enemies came in and they looted. They took away all those treasures. All that was there in the castle was abandoned, was taken away, was literally, and not only that, it was literally destroyed. And the soldiers say, oh God, how can this shameful tale be told? What is the tale? The tale is nothing but a mighty fort or a castle which was so strong, which they thought that it could not be brought down, which cannot be captured, ultimately was captured by the sinful act of that wizened warder. And this is the tale. The soldiers say, how can this shameful tale be told? My God, our hearts are broken. Still, I don't want to share this shameful act of that wizened warder. Because of him, we were captured, and our lovely, our close to heart castle was destroyed. I will maintain until my death. I here see the first line, we, and the last line, I. See the symbolism. In the first line, we infer that the soldiers saying something bad happened in the castle. In the last stanza, second line, I will maintain until my death. What even mean I? Here it symbolizes the castle. The castle itself feels so bad, which was majestic, which was mighty, which was huge, which was something great in stature, feels sad of what has happened in it. The castle itself says, I will maintain until my death, means I will not tell this secret, how I was defeated, how I was brought down to anyone. Lastly, look at the last three lines, the pinnacle of the poem. We could do anything. We means the soldiers. Yes, the soldiers were so strong. They were powerful. They are ready to fight. They were so patriotic. They were so patriotic to live, to give their life for to the believed kingdom. We could do anything being sold, but what to do? We were captured. Not that we were defeated, but we were sold. Why? The bite. That wizened Vada, who took bribe, sold us to the enemies. Our only enemy was gold. Now comes the word. What happens now? What was the thing that was given to the wizened water? The wizened water, the bite which was given was gold. For the sake of gold, the wizened poor fellow showed or betrayed or cheated or deceived the people, his kingdom to the enemies, and we had no arms to fight with it. Look at the last line. When two people fight, it can be a quarrel, verbal fight. It may be a fight between two people using sword, maybe between two nations using artillery, arms and ammunition. Look at here. We had everything, but the enemy was not in front of us. The enemy was within us. We were not able to find out that enemy who was within us. And before we could alert ourselves, before we could know what was happening around, we were totally captured. And by the time we could sense that something was wrong, that something wrong was happening, we were captured. Not only we were captured, our lovely kingdom was also dethroned. And this is this poem, The Castle, by Edwin Muir. Dear students, I have been talking all the while long. Inshallah, we will be doing some interactive sessions in the afternoon if everything goes well. Got it? Oh my God. So if everything goes well, we will see to that. We will see. So I hope you would have understood all the the poetical elements of Edwin Muir, how the castle was brought down. Great, great. So the next slide. So critical analysis of the poem. Now, before we could go there, I want to share. This is the summary or the paragraph for the castle. This is quite brief, very short, precise, crisp. Don't for you to understand better, I have given it in this paragraph in 7 to 8 lines. Dear students, let me read to this. Read this summary of the paragraph to you. The castle tells the story of an unspecified battle. Battle means war. Was there any war between two nations, two persons? No, not really. Unspecified. It didn't happen actually, but even though the battle took place and they were defeated. The speaker is one of several men lodged in a seemingly impenetrable castle. They have plenty of arms and food. Their allies are nearby. The castle gates are strong and walls are high, thick, and smooth. Yet, these men are defeated. Excuse me. When the enemy's bribes one of their own, the warder, who lets the enemy soldiers through the little gate. So it was purely an act of treachery. It was purely an act of cheating. It was purely an act of deceit. And what is that bite given to the poisoned water? Can anyone tell me? Yes, it was nothing but the gold. The poisoned water, the poor fellow, for the sake of gold, betrayed his kingdom. Next. What happened to the castle? Critical analysis of the poem, that is what we saw for the past 35 to 40 minutes. What happened to the castle? The castle was captured. The citadel was captured. It was brought down. Who is the speaker or narrator of the poem? There can be two persons, two narrators in this poem. One, the soldiers. Obviously, the other one is the castle itself. I, the castle. We, the soldiers. What is the character of the wizened warder? What is the character of the wizened warder? The character of the wizened warder. He is a wicked person. Wicked. Wicked. Wicked means evil, cruel, wrong, thinking person, a person who thinks always in a very uh, which put others into trouble. What is this line about? And we had no arms to win. What do you understand from this line? We had no arms to win. What was that? What do you mean by this? We had no arms to win. Arms in the sense they had the weapons, but even though they had the weapons, they were unable to fight because before they could sense the danger, they were seized, they were captured, and we had no arms to win. Before treachery, before cheat, before deceit, you can't stand, but rather you can tackle it logically and critically. Other way, you will be you will be in trouble. The last point is it is an allegory. This poem is an allegory, allegorical poem. What is an allegory? Allegory is a it's a technical poetical device. It's a poetical device. This device is nothing but a person or an object telling about a past event that had happened before in a sad note, in a sad note, bringing out the memories, bringing out the reminiscence of the past thing, that something that happened bad. Okay. So what is allegory? What is the definition for allegory? Allegory is a figure of speech or a poetical device used by the poet in order to enhance the beauty of the poem. So allegory is a figure of speech in which abstract ideas and principles are described in terms of characters, figures, and events. It can be employed in prose and poetry to tell a story with the purpose of teaching or explaining an idea or a principle. The objective of its use is to teach some kind of a moral lesson. Hope. So, what is an allegory? Allegory is a figure of speech. What is a figure of speech? It is a poetical device. It's a device used by a poet or a poetess in order to enhance the beauty of the poem for the readers to enjoy the poem reading a many a times. Great, thank you. Then that's done. We are at the end of our session, 1 hour session. I'm sorry. This is more or less a talk and talk method. So we are going to meet at 3 p.m. today. At 3 p.m., we are going to see some of the appreciation questions and poetic devices that are used in this poem by Edwin Muir to make it more appealing and more enjoyable. Right. And what are the poetic devices that we are going to see, and which are the lines Edwin Muir has used those poetic devices? Let us see at 3 p.m. exactly today. Before we could sign off for this session, we should be thankful for those soldiers who protect our country from danger. Yesterday, in a tussle near Galban Valley between Indian soldiers and Chinese soldiers, we lost 3 of our brave hearts, and one was Parani, Mr. Parani, who hails from Ramanathapuram. Let his peace rest in, let his soul rest in peace. Dear friends, dear students, hope you have enjoyed. I am damn sure you would have not enjoyed in the sense it is more or less teacher-centered online teaching. Inshallah, in due course of time, we will be having more of a interactive session.